Good morning, dear students. Now, today we will see question 15, 16 and 17. So, up to question 1, from question 1 to question 17 are all the questions which we have already finished from this chapter. Right? So, 15th question is, what is the relation between the members of following pairs of structures? So here we are given pair of the structures and we are supposed to find out what is the relation between them. Are they structural or geometrical isomers, or they are just resonance contributors? So let us see the question answer 15a. Here you see the structure is given 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is pentane series, and if I count from this 1, 2, 3, or if I count from here 1, 2, 3, that means on third carbon C double bond O ketone group is present. So it is pentane 3 on. Now here if you will see, then this is also 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? So this is also pentane. But here you see 1, 2, 3, fourth carbon, and from this side it is 1 and 2. So we will go from the lowest second. So it is pentane 2 on. So here you see molecular formula remains the same. 5 carbon and ketone group. That means structure is different. It is structural isomers, right? It's not geometrical isomer because structure is different. Here it is on third, here it is on second. Now in structural isomer also what we can say, it is the position isomer. Why position isomer? Because the position of functional group in one structure is 2 and on another it is on third position. So what is between the relation between these two? The relation between these two is structural isomers, and as the functional group's position is different, it is position isomers. One more thing. If you see this ketone group here, both are the same functional group. But here you see on either side of this functional group here 1, 2 carbon, here also 1 and 2 carbon. Right? But what about here? 1, 2, 3 and here it is 1. So when in a structural isomer for the same functional group on either side, if the carbon numbers are different, then they are also metamers. So metamers because different carbon atoms on either side of the functional group. So for these two structure, the relation is structural isomer and they are of type position isomers as well as metamers. Right? Let us see the next one. Here C double bond C, C double bond C. Right? Here also one attachment, here also one attachment, here also. Right? So here no structure change is seen. Right? What is attached, that is the next thing. Here you see. Here it is on second, we can see the structure, it is changed. But here on this carbon also 2 attachment, on this also 2 attachment. So 1 and 2 both carbon is attached, 1 and 2 both carbon is attached. So this is not structural. It is stereoisomer, that is geometrical isomers. Right? Geometrical isomers, and what is the difference in the geometry? Here you see this is DH, this is HD. Here it is DH, here it is DH. So what is here? Here the hydrogen here and the functional group here it opposite to each other. Here they are on the same side. So this is opposite, so trans isomer, and here it is cis isomer. So relation is stereoisomers, geometrical, and the first, that is A, is trans geometrical isomer and B is cis geometrical isomer. The third one is C double bond OH and here OH as well as here H. This is with positive, right? And here you see this is COH, positive here, and H on this side and this side OH, right? So here we can't see the similar structure. Can we see any similar structure? No. because here double bond is present. It is alkene family, and here it is single bond, right? So it is alkane family. So what is the thing over here? Here we can see the atoms are not shifted. Atoms are as it is. OH here, OH here, OH here, OH here, H here, H here. No shift in any atoms, right? But electrons are shifted. You can see the electrons, they are shifted here, positive. And double bond is there. So what happens over here? This positive charge with double bond is shifted to the carbon. So it will be now single bond, and the carbon will behave as carbocation, right? That is deficient in the electron. So this is not a stereo or a structural isomer. It is just the shifting of electron. Positive and this negative will be the complete attraction, and so there will be the shift of the positive ion on carbon, which will give here carbocation. So only electrons are shifted, and that is why it is resonance structure, right? Because positive, this negative will be given to this, so it will be neutralized. But what happened to the carbon? Carbon will now not satisfy the tetravalence. Here it is 1, 2, 3, 4. But what about here then? 1, 2 and 3. It has already given its electron pair to the positive charge of the alcohol family, that is oxygen. So they are now neutralized because positive negative will be satisfied. But here carbon is lacking with its fourth bond, that is tetravalence is not satisfied, and it has already donated its electron, so it will acquire positive charge and it will carry now carbocation intermediate, and that is why it is the shifting of electrons, and that is the resonance structures, because we have learned that in resonance structures shifting of electron takes place. Now let's see the 16th question. For the following bond cleavages, that means breaking of the bond, use curved arrows to show the electron flow. For the following bond cleavages, use curved arrows to show the electron flow and classify each as homolysis or heterolysis, right? So bond cleavage it means breaking of the bond, and after getting cleavage, whether that cleavage is homolytic cleavage or heterolytic, that means the reaction is going homolysis, breaking of similar bond, that means acquiring the similar electrons, and heterolysis, that means acquiring the cation and anion. And identify reactive intermediates produced as free radicals, carbocation or carbocation. So after cleavage we are in need to that means we have to identify cleavages also, homolysis, heterolysis, and also we have to find out that during that cleavages whether free radical is produced, carbocation is produced, or carboanion. So before that, let us just see about the arrows, right? So double hooked arrow, when this curved arrow and when these curved arrows are used, right? So let me help you here, that when double hooked, that means on both the side hooks are drawn on the head of the arrow, then this double hooked arrow, it is called double hooked arrow, and it is used to show electron pair. That means when two electron at a time as a pair is transferring, then double hooked arrow is used, and single hooked arrow, that means only one side hook is drawn. Single hooked arrow, or it is also called fish hooked arrow. Single hooked arrow or fish hooked arrow, right? It is used to show the transfer of single electron. So when only one electron is transferring, we use this arrow. So when the free radical transfer takes place, and free radical transfer takes place in homolysis, homolytic cleavage. So at that time we are in need to use phi-hooked arrow, and in heterolysis we are using double hooked arrow. Now let us see the first here, CH3O bond OCH3, which gives CH3O dot plus OCH3 and dot. Now what happens over here? As soon as the reaction starts, this bond will start getting cleavage. That means it will start breaking up. Now here, when this bond is breaking between the two similar atoms, that means both will receive the similar electron, right? So this will also receive one electron, and similarly this will also receive one electron. That means when both the atoms are receiving single electron, we will show them by fish-hooked arrow. That means single hooked arrow. And if this 1-1 electron shifting takes place, then it is called homolytic cleavage. So the reaction here is homolysis, and which is then shown as a dot, which represents that it is the free radical, because it is from the cleavage of homolytic compound. Both OO, that means both atoms are same. Both have shared their electron. Here no ionization has taken place. That means no atom has given the electron and the other atom has accepted the electron. It's not cation and anion. It is the sharing of their same member electrons, and so they are called free radicals. So please take care of this, what is free radicals and what is carbocations and what is carboanions. Right? When the compounds are covalently bonded, then they will give free radicals because they have shared their electrons. Right? They have not donated or accepted like ionization takes place in cation and anion. So what is here, whatever I explained, I have mentioned here. Here equal lysis that means breaking. Here equal lysis took place, that is both oxygen atom receives equal 1 electron each, and so it is homolysis where the reaction intermediate produced is free radical. Clear? Now let us see the next one. Here it is given bond line structure. So here it is CH3, right? This is given as a bond line which I have drawn here in a condensed formula. So let us see here terminal. So CH3, here C double bond O plus OH minus gives CH3 double bond O. Here C, one negative charge is there, right? And so how this has taken place, that we are supposed to see here now. And what is separated here? H2. Clear? So what takes place here? See in the condensed formula, CH3, C double bond O, and this side also CH3. Now OH minus. OH minus is having negative sign, so it is also termed as nucleophile. But in nucleophile, I have helped you out that when it is nucleophile, when it is not going to attack hydrogen, that means when it is attacking any other atom other than hydrogen, then it is nucleophile, otherwise it is base. So here what happens, as soon as the propanol, or normally we can say acetone, is reacted with OH minus, then this OH minus S negative will try to find out a positive member from here, and at the same time this CH3, that means the cleavage from this CH3 will take place, and from it one hydrogen will be separated, and instead of CH3 it will be now CH2, right? And when this cleavage takes place, then these hydrogen, we know that hydrogen is having only one electron. On the cleavage, hydrogen will donate its electron, and this electron will be given to the carbon. So carbon will acquire negative charge because it has accepted the electron, and hydrogen, now without bond, it will have only positive charge. This negative charge will attack this positive charge and it will be separated as H2O. And this CH2 will be with the negative charge, which is shown over here. Right? So what is here now? This carbon is having one bond here, two bond with the two hydrogen, and it is now having one anion with it. Right? So looking to that, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 1 this pair. So 8 electrons. But it is yet not paired. So it is shown as carboanion. And what happened here? Here you see positive and negative charge are separated. Right? That is cation and anion. So cleavage is heterolysis and the intermediate is carbanion. So whatever I have explained here in the mechanism, this is called mechanism. That means it shows us that how this negative charge has acquired by this CH2 from CH3. This is called reaction mechanism. Here OH minus attacks on CH3 and gains H plus, right? So the left electron pair, when it will gain H plus, so the pair which is left of electron, it will be again attacking on carbon atom. See here. And it will acquire negative charge. Thus, H plus and OH minus will separate out as H2O. And here the breaking of bond is H to H plus, no electron, and CH2 to CH2 minus. That is, electron pair is available here. So this is cation and this is anion. Right? Here complete pair is possible, which is shown over here as a product. So this is heterolysis and the reaction intermediate formed is carbanion. The next is C example. Here you can see here that it is CBr. Right? If we see here, then what is this? CH3, CH3, CH3 and it is Br. All three terminals CH3 and on this carbon it is Br. So, what happens over here? You see here Br minus is shown. And here it is carbocation. Now, here as soon as the reaction starts, that means carbon with 3 methyl group, and as soon as the bromine is attached to it, bromine halogen family is more electronegative, right? So it will try to take away more and more electron, and due to that the breakage will take place. Here the cleavage will take place, and with the cleavage, see here I have shown with the red dotted line, and with the cleavage what will bromine do? Bromine will take away the electrons, and as soon as this CBr bond breaking takes place, what happens? Compared to carbon and bromine, bromine is more electronegative, so it will drag the electrons and carbon will have to give it. So carbon will be now electron giver. So it will be having positive charge, and bromine has taken the electron, so it will be negative charge. So here you see in the product On carbon it is now positive charge, and bromine is separated by taking away the excess of electrons with it. So what happens here? Carbon converts to C plus, carbocation, and cation, and Br to Br minus, because both electrons is with it, so anion. And this carbon with positive charge in a compound is called carbocation. It is reaction intermediate. And as positive, negative, cation and anion are separated, the reaction cleavage is hydrolysis cleavage. Right? And the fourth example is benzene ring plus electrophile is attached to it. Electrophile, that means E plus, which is always electron deficient, and they are always in the need of the electron. And now you see in the product what happened. This E has attached on this carbon, and this carbon has received positive charge. The bond shifting has taken place over here. You see no bond is here. How it has taken place. So here what happens, as soon as benzene is reacted by the electrophilic reagent or the attacking reactant, the substituent reactant is electrophile. Any positive substrate, then what will happen? This is positive. So it will be in need of some negative member to attract. Right? So what will take place? These pi electron from sigma and pi is weak. So first the breaking of pi electron will take place. Right? So this pi electron will get cleaved. And as soon as the pi bond from carbon-carbon link will be cleaved, then what happens over here? The carbon atom will receive positive charge and electron pair will be received by the E positive, that is electrophile. Whenever this pi electron will try to cleave, what it will do? It will take both the electron, that means complete pair of electron by the carbon. That means carbon is giving. So the negative charge will be absorbed by the electrophile and carbon will get positive charge. And so for this carbon, this pi bond is breaking between this carbon and this carbon. So this carbon is getting positive charge, and these two electrons when attacks here, it will acquire negative charge. So this negative charge will come in contact of positive, and so E is attached over here. Right? So see here E plus electrophile is present. So breaking of C double bond C, there is a pi bond is possible. So hydrolysis, right? And pi electrons will take place, and due to this carbon atom receives positive charge cation, and electron pair, that is anion, will attack E plus. So on one carbon atom E is attached and other positive charge. So here it is hydrolysis forming, and it is also having here carbocation. Right? So this is how you will be able to understand how the intermediate carbocation, carboanion as well as the free radical are able to produced. Now question 17. Explain the terms inductive and electromagnetic effects. Which displacement effect explain the following correct orders of acidity of the carboxylic acids. Right? So here first we have to explain inductive and electromagnetic effect, and then two examples are given, and we have to give that the order of acidity for those compounds are appropriate or not. Now already in the discussion of our theory portion, we have seen inductive effect and positive I, negative I, electromagnetic effect, positive electromagnetic and negative electromagnetic effect also. Right? And here again I have written it. So once let us go it and recall what we have learned. So what is inductive effect? You must know that higher electronegative reactant if present, it will try to drag electron from the carbon chain. That is the inductive effect. The effect produced in a molecule because of higher electronegativity of atom compared to another in carbon chain is the inductive effect. Right? That means it is so electronegative that it will give the drag to complete compound. It will from first up to the last. So that is termed as inductive effect. Right? If you are not able to keep in a mind, then inductive effect you can easily keep in a mind as your younger classes. Heat, convection, conduction, radiation you have learned, that is conduction is a type of induction. Suppose you have kept one spoon or one ladle on a gas stove, then you have not kept the handle of that particular scoop or a ladle on the gas stove. The front portion you have kept on the gas stove, and after a while when you will touch the handle, it's also too hot. So what happened? The heat has conducted by that front portion and it is now induced from front up to the last. This is how the dragging of electron from first up to the last, that is throughout the compound, takes place. That is the inductive effect. Now atoms are group which lose electron towards a carbon atom. Here I told that higher electronegative will be dragging the electron from the carbon chain, but it can be on by the two way. It may happen that higher electronegative element will be more electronegative than carbon, so they will drag the electron from carbon chain. It may happen that they will be giving also to the chain, so both the way takes place. So here atoms are groups which lose electron towards carbon, right? So those who are more electronegative, they will more electronegative, that means they are having more electrons, they are rich in electron, so they will give electron to the carbon chain, and that means carbon is getting more electrons. So plus effect, plus I, right? See here, carbon, this is a carbon chain, and this Z is electron rich, right? It is having more electrons. So when it is having more electron, what it will be do? It is considered as less electronegative because it is not in need of any electrons. So when the less electronegative elements are there, that means they are rich in electrons, so they will donate. And as they will donate, the effect is plus I effect, right? See here, O minus, right? So O minus, it is electron donating group and it will be giving electron. I have shown the arrow here, right? And here OH is given. O minus only is electron donating group, whereas this is electron dragging. So it will drag the electron. So OH is minus I and O minus is plus I. Please you remember this thing. And what is the next effect? When the atoms are group which draw electron away from the carbon, then it is minus I effect. So here what will happen? It is Z, not Z minus. Right? Here it is Z minus. So rich in electron, less electronegative. This is more electronegative, minus I group. So it will try to drag electron from the carbon. And as soon as it will ask carbon the electron, then it will acquire negative, partial negative charge because it is a bond. So this carbon will have a safe effect of this carbon. So it will try to drag towards this. That is why it is a partial charge. And here it is partial positive. Now still this is also asking because it wants to be stabilized. So what happens here? It will try to stabilize this carbon. So it will get double delta plus and triple delta plus, and then later on it becomes negligible, which is not considered, right? We have done this in the theory portion. So minus I, that is electro-dragging group. So this is a permanent and partial displacement of sigma electron density. It is weakened with a distance. Weakened, that means it becomes weak and weak as distance increases, right? And the electromagnetic effect, we know it is temporary. The effect is produced in a multiple bonded compound, double bond, triple bond, right? So what happens here, suppose these are the two compounds with two carbons attached with double bond. Then this bond will try to transfer over here in the presence of the reagent, and that reagent is E positive. So what happens over here, this will be getting positive charge and this is getting negative charge. So here A is losing, right? Or A has lost its share in the electron pair and B has gained its share. Once both have shared, now A has lost his complete share and B has gained its share. So example is also given here. So what happened here, as a result A got positive and B got negative charge, right? Here also in question 17 or 16 we have discussed this. So this is again and again repetition, so please keep in mind what is important now you would have learned. So here see, this is the pi bond, that means pi electron density. It is been given by this carbon to this, so it will acquire positive and it will acquire the negative charge. And as it will acquire negative charge, here what happens, one electrophile is there. Now as soon as the reaction starts, this electron gets confused. Why get confused? Because both are carbon, both are attached by the double bond. That means both have, in between them, they have 4 electrons. So this is positive. Now it is not getting idea where to go, to this carbon or to this carbon. So here this will try to attack what to do. But as soon as this positive charge comes in the contact, this pi electron will try to shift on this carbon. And as soon as it will shift on this carbon will become electron deficient. So positive charge it will be acquiring and this will become electron rich, more electrons. So it will get negative charge. And as soon as it will get negative charge, the positive will attack on it as the opposite charge attacks and it will be taking place on this carbon, right? So this is the electromagnetic effect. Here E positive electrophile is confused that on which carbon atom it should attack, because electron density between two carbon is more because of the double bond, that is the 4 electron. So carbon atom will help by shifting the pi bond, and one carbon atom get positive and the other will get negative charge, and electrophile will attack on negative carbon atom. Electromagnetic effect is temporary and complete transfer of pi electron density. Here, if reagent attacks on the carbon atom where bond has shifted, then it is positive electromagnetic effect. So here you see, here bond shifted on this carbon and on the same carbon the electrophile is attacked. That means it is positive electromagnetic effect. And if it attacks on the carbon opposite then the shifted, it is negative. Now if the electrophile would have attacked on this carbon, because bond is shifted here, so this is the opposite one, then it would be negative electromagnetic, right? So this was the 2 things asked, and here are the 2 examples. CCl3, C double bond, COOH, that is carboxylic acid. Here 2 Cl and carboxylic acid, here 1 Cl and carboxylic acid. Now electron withdrawing group, electron withdrawing EWG, sorry, by mistake I have written here D, but it should be electron withdrawing group. So electron withdrawing group if present, then it is acidity increases, right? And here chlorine is there and chlorine is electronegative, and when it is electronegative it will be electron withdrawing. So more the chlorine, more should be the acidity. So let us see here, 1, 2, 3 chlorine, and chlorine is electronegative, so they will try to drag the electron. So even from here, here and even this also. That means more the chlorine, more will be the negative. Here 2, so less than this, and here only 1. So what is the order here? Chlorine is electro withdrawing group. So it drags electron and increases the acidity. And so more chlorine, more acidity, and it is the minus I effect because electronegative compound is dragging the electron, right? And the next is CH3CH2 C double bond OH and CH3CH COOH, CH3 COOH. Here you see only one methyl, here 2 methyl, here 3 methyl groups are there. And methyl, that means alkyl family. R alkyl family is electro donating group. So what happens? As soon as it donates the electron, the acidity decreases. And so here it is different than the electronegative compound. More the methyl group, less the acidity. And it is the positive I effect. Because you see here only methyl 1, right? Here 2 methyl, so it is donating, it is giving electron to the chain. It both are giving chain here, and here all 3 are giving. So what happens over here? As soon as they donate the electron, the acidity decreases, right? And so one methyl group is the most acid, then the 2 methyl group, and then the 3 methyl group. So these are all the question answers up to the topics of the chapters which we have already finished. So now we will start with the second half of the chapter. Thank you.